What's going on, guys? My name is Orphid. How are you all? It's been a little bit since I made a video, but I'm back here today talking about the Pathless, a game on, I believe, mobile devices, PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. And this game is very, very cool. The first time I saw it was at the State of Play that came out a couple months before the PlayStation 5 was released, and I was like, you know, it had a pretty cool concept. It was this like hunter who had an eagle, and you could run around shooting these little symbols with arrows, and it would give you movement speed, and that was essentially the main method of traversal. It's just like lining up these perfect shots to continue your momentum. And it was a very pretty game. The art style was very, very eye-catching. So I was excited to finally be able to play the game, and I have nothing but good things to say about it. If you have a PlayStation 5 or a PlayStation 4 or even mobile, hell, I would highly encourage you to play this game. It was a nice little experience that wasn't too long, but it was very enjoyable. So I'm going to start with presentation, and the game is very minimalist in that aspect. There are no tutorials really. There's not a lot of text on screen. There's not a lot of menus to go through. Basically, you just jump in and the game begins like right away. It gives you story exposition, you know, as you're going, and even then, it's minimal. You have like the main narrator, the main character that's telling you what you need to do, you know, what kind of journey you're gonna go on, and that's it. The player character you play as is a silent protagonist, so they don't really speak. Same with the eagle companion, obviously. It's a fucking eagle, so it can't speak. But yeah, it's very, very simple, very straightforward. The game was about 5 hours overall. It took me about 5 hours to complete it. There's a little bit of stuff you can do after you beat the game. I didn't go back and do a lot of that stuff, so you can maybe stretch out another couple hours to your playtime if you really wanted to. But it's a straightforward game that gets you going right away. So then second, we'll talk about the visuals and the sound. Like I said before, it's a very eye-catching game. It's very pretty. The art style they use for it, the color variety they use, you know, how much the color pops, it's great. It's a very pleasing game to look at. And throughout the whole time I was playing, I was enjoying what I was seeing. The sound design is really good as well. You know, you have like natural sounds considering the game take place in like a forest, so you got like animals. You have the sound of her shooting off arrows, and the bird, you know, it's sounds that birds make. It's very solid. It's all like a soothing experience. I always felt like pretty calm whenever I was playing the game, and it was just a good time overall. Now gameplay, I might have some footage in the background of a puzzle. The main gameplay loop you're going through is collecting these emblems to light up these towers. From a story perspective, the game has you chasing down these beasts that have been corrupted, and there is an individual who's trying to use the power of them to ascend to godhood. So you basically have to stop them and return them to their former selves as children of the main character. So basically, you just do a lot of traversal in this game. Like I said, you use the symbols to kind of get movement speed bonuses and stamina, so you can continue to run throughout the world. And it has a gameplay loop that requires you to use timing to kind of keep up your momentum, to keep stamina, or else your character moves fairly slowly. So it was a very, again, calming experience to just run through the world. You know, it was pretty to just have your character dashing through, flying on the eagle, and completing the puzzles. And the puzzles weren't too hard. Some of them, they gave me a few minutes to look around, have to try to figure out what was going on, but it didn't take too long. So the puzzles in this game were enjoyable once you completed them and you figured out how they worked. It was a good time. The ending of the game, it was pretty solid as well. You go through this big boss fight with the main guy, and you use all the mechanics, you know, that you learned up to this point. Just basic platforming stuff like jumping, running, hitting the symbols for move speed, taking cover when he does big attacks, stuff like that. So just overall, it was a very solid game, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. So yes, this was a short video just going over the Pathless. Have you played this game? Have you seen anything about it? If so, what are your thoughts on it? And if you haven't played it but are interested in it, do you plan to pick it up? Be sure to let me know down in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching, for listening with me. I appreciate it. You guys have a good one, and until next time.